Do you remember when BMW tried to charge $18 a month just to warm your seat? Back in 2022, the world laughed. Customers screamed. And eventually, BMW backed down and canceled the subscription. We won that battle. But don't celebrate yet, because that wasn't a mistake. It was a test. A glimpse into a future that corporations are still building quietly in the background. They realized they moved too fast with cars, so they shifted focus to everything else you own. From your software to your printer to the roof over your head. The heated seats were just the beginning of a much bigger plan. The end of ownership. Before we reveal exactly how they plan to take your house, make sure to subscribe, because understanding this economy is the only way to survive it. Now, let's look at the software trap. Before things went dark, the shift began innocently, conveniently, almost beautifully. We used to own things. Music came on CDs, movies on DVDs, software in actual boxes with actual discs. You paid once. It was yours. Simple. But then came streaming. Spotify promised all the world's music for the price of one album per month. Netflix said everything you could ever watch, anytime. For a while, it felt like a miracle. But every miracle has a price. Because today, we're surrounded by content, yet we own none of it. Your favorite movie can vanish overnight. A record label dispute, a licensing issue, and suddenly what you paid for is gone. And it didn't stop at music and movies. The real pivot came when Adobe broke the world. Once, Creative Suite cost a one-time payment. Expensive, yes, but you owned it forever. Then Adobe introduced Creative Cloud, a service. Suddenly, millions of designers, photographers, filmmakers were paying every month. Cancel the subscription, and the tools you use to make a living? Locked. Gone. Over 10 years, creatives have paid far more than the old one-time cost, but they own absolutely nothing. And here's the sinister genius of the subscription model. The longer you use it, the more trapped you become. Your files rely on their software. Your workflow depends on their cloud. Your career is tied to their ecosystem. You're not a customer anymore. You're a prisoner. Then the trap expanded into the physical world, into hardware, into things you can touch. Let's start with the most dystopian example, John Deere. For decades, farmers repaired their own tractors. It was part of the job, part of their freedom. But modern John Deere tractors, they're giant rolling computers. And a farmer can't fix a computer. John Deere locks the software behind DRM, meaning if a tractor breaks, the farmer can't legally repair it. Only an authorized technician can, costing thousands, delaying harvests, sometimes ruining entire crops. Some farmers became so desperate, they turned to Ukrainian hacker forums just to download the pirated firmware needed to fix their own tractors. Think about that. A man who owns $1 million piece of machinery is forced to pirate software to do his job. If that doesn't scream end of ownership, nothing does. But this trend doesn't stop on the farm. Let's talk about something as boring and as terrifying as printers. HP created a subscription service called Instant Ink. Sounds harmless, but here's the catch. If you join the subscription and later cancel it, HP can remotely disable your ink cartridges, even if they're full, because the ink was never yours. It was part of the subscription. This is the slippery slope. This is the quiet revolution. Companies discovered something powerful. Selling a product once makes money, but renting it forever prints money. So now, your devices are no longer things you own. They're portals, gateways. locked boxes that require monthly payments to stay functional. A future where your fridge charges you for extra cold storage. Your vacuum charges you per room. Your car charges you to accelerate faster. Absurd? Unthinkable? Well, remember those BMW heated seats. The unthinkable is already happening. And then there's the darkest part. Because losing ownership of your software is annoying. Losing ownership of your hardware is frustrating. But losing ownership of your home? That's existential. In recent years, giant investment firms like BlackRock, Invitation Homes, and others began buying up thousands of houses across the United States and Europe. Entire neighborhoods, whole communities. Why? Because when individuals can't afford to buy homes, they're forced to rent. And rent is just another subscription. Imagine a future where corporate giants own the majority of housing, where private home ownership becomes a luxury, where the average family can no longer save, invest, or build generational wealth. A future where everything, from your music to your tools to your vehicle to your home, exists behind a monthly fee. You stop paying, and your entire life shuts off. This isn't conspiracy. This is trajectory. And when the World Economic Forum famously said, "You will own nothing and be happy," people laughed. But maybe they shouldn't have, because the subscription economy is becoming the default economy. Not by accident, but because it's more profitable than ownership ever was. Ownership once meant freedom, choice, control. But slowly, quietly, ownership has been replaced by access. Access you don't control. Access you don't own. Access that can be taken away with one click. The people who control access control you. But here's the good news. We're not powerless. There are ways, real, practical ways, to protect yourself from the subscription future. First, support open source software. Tools you control. Tools that don't disappear when a corporation changes its pricing model. Second, buy physical media when you can. Books, movies, music. If it matters, own a copy. Third, avoid smart devices that force you into subscriptions. Choose products that remain functional without cloud connections. Fourth, invest wisely. Real assets, real ownership. Property, equity, precious metals. Things that don't evaporate when a subscription ends. Because the truth is simple. The subscription model isn't going away. Corporations will keep pushing it. Politicians will keep enabling it. And many consumers will keep accepting it. But you don't have to. You can reclaim ownership, piece by piece, choice by choice. This isn't just about heated seats, or tractors, or printers, or movies. It's about the future. A future where you either own something or you rent everything. And that choice starts now.